Antonio Conte attacks Premier League Arsenal extension and Tottenham Hotspur European Cup. Antonio Conte took aim at the Premier League for its decision to postpone the North London derby, and accused it of making a mess out of the way it has handled requests to postpone matches. Conte said that the league has changed the way it makes decisions, and he has never before heard of a match called off because of injuries. Arsenal have received a backlash for their request to call off the game away to Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday, despite only having one confirmed COVID case at the time, because they were short of numbers due to injuries, suspension, and having players at the Africa Cup of Nations. The request was granted, but Tottenham have questioned the league's decision as they believed that the rules were designed to cover situations where squads were depleted as a direct result of COVID-19. Tottenham think that the league's rules were designed for situations in which squads are depleted as a direct result of COVID-19. They also believe that they were shown less sympathy, and they had an outbreak of the virus last month and were denied a request for a postponement. It is a mess now, but this is the truth, Conte said. You have to learn to laugh, because they have totally changed the vision. We found the Premier League very strict when our outbreak happened. It was very strange to put yourself in this situation with this decision. The Premier League guidance says that clubs can apply for postponements if COVID-19 is a factor in teams having fewer than 13 players and a goalkeeper available. Conte said that top-flight clubs have big squads to cater for injuries, and made a point of referencing his refusal to complain about the losing Cristian Romero, the centre-back, and Son Heung-min, the forward, to injury. Honestly, it's my first time in my life to see this type of decision, he said. It was very strange, because in this way anything can happen. My feeling is that when there is a situation to play, we have to play. Not to postpone games for injuries, for international duty. We have a big problem to solve and it's COVID, but only for this situation can you decide to postpone, not for other situations. Conte, the former Chelsea manager who took over at Spurs in November, said that he has listened to the debate about players' welfare during his 3 seasons in England, but no one wants to reduce the number of matches. My question is, in all these years, what has changed? He said, what are we doing for the welfare of the players? Nothing. And for this reason I tell you that it is stupid to continue to speak about the welfare of the players, because you are losing time. We implement the games to be played. It's stupid to speak about a topic that you don't want to solve or you can't solve. We have to move on and be serious to face other topics. The Italian also blamed the Premier League, not Uefa, over the circumstances that led to their early exit from the Europa Conference League. Tottenham are still considering an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport against their elimination from the competition. Uefa ruled that Spurs should forfeit their final group match at home to Rennes and awarded a 3-0 win to their French opponents, which left Spurs finishing third in the Group G and failing to reach the knockout stage. Tottenham had announced on the eve of the game on December 9th that the match was postponed because 8 players and 9 members of staff had tested positive for COVID. Spurs then tried to rearrange their league match away to Leicester City on December 16th, so that they could play Rennes on the same night, but the Premier League rejected the request. However, that meeting with Leicester was then postponed because of an outbreak among Brendan Rodgers' squad. The rearranged game at the King Power Stadium takes place on Wednesday night. I think it was a big damage to Tottenham from the Premier League, Conte said. You have to try to protect your team in Europe. Instead, they penalized us in a bad way. We are working, we have passion for football, and we like to do this, but they need to show us respect for our job. Now I don't know. It's a task for the club, not me. I know there is a decision now, and I repeat, we were penalized from the Premier League and not from UEFA.